Yeah, waiting on the guy.
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, your audio is kind of low.
Okay, let me fix that. You know what? Why? It's the Zoom thing. I got it every time. I got to manually.
What's up, bro? What'd you say?
I hate that. Hold on.
I think if you go to the audio and turn the what is it? It's like the mic volume.
Yeah, it's okay. So I have to. All right, you know what? Let me try this. Does it work now? No. Wait, does it work?
Yeah, that's better.
Is it better?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. How about now? Is this better?
Oh yeah, that's better.
Like it's clear.
Yep.
Okay, good. All right. Let me see.
Bro, I thought you had G-Man on the live. I was like, what? Or was he on the live?
No.
Who was that?
I was playing there. Somebody sent me a link on Brother Vakar and James White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I never got a chance to really watch it. So I said, you know what? Let me stop putting it off and let me just share it. And therefore, I'm forced to watch it.
Yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was just terrible. Like the guy was just like he's just plainly stupid. Okay, so he's on now. So I'm gonna act like I'm talking about the Virgin Bird. So hold on, and he's gonna take over. All right, he's joining, and I'm gonna throw some. And
Hey, I'm gonna be loosely paying attention because I'm heading into work, but I don't got much to do. But I'm gonna be in and out.
All right, yeah. So you can chime in anytime though, and
Okay.
that's pretty much it on the Virgin Bird, right? It's just really two chapters, just Luke 1 and then Matthew's 1, and then you just get it. It's just understandable. Um, is we got somebody here? I guess is that hello?
Hey, shalom, guys. Yeah,
Hey,
this is
shalom.
Sav Solomon. I was invited by Khadijah.
Yeah. So we were just going over the virgin birth and how it was supposed to be that way. Mary was supposed to give birth to Blessed Mary is supposed to give birth to Jesus. Immaculate conception, and here we are today, all born after Christ, reborn through the faith. How you feel about that?
Man, there's so many layers to that is just, it's so much, to be honest, it's so incorrect that it's almost like I'd have to go for like hours to like read. Like, okay, so my background, I was an atheist before I came into the truth as an Israelite. So for me, I didn't believe nobody. You know what I mean? But the thing is this, right? When I got out of the military, found some guys screaming in the middle of the street saying we're from Israel. And I'm like, you niggas is crazy. No, we're not. I don't know what you're talking about. We from Africa. Meanwhile, I couldn't tell you where Israel was on a map. I'm just like, no, we from Africa. Da, da, da.
Right.
And I'm just talking my mess, right? But the problem with this is, I qualified as an IS when I went into the Navy, which is an intelligence specialist.
Okay.
So, to be a member of the US intel community, you can only rely on facts. Like, I can't just go off of I'm just going to read the Bible and then that's it. But the Most High put something on me that said, if something is real, it's real if you stand on the left side of it. It's real if you stand on the right side of it. If you get above it, it's real then too. You know what I mean? So the reason I say this, you can go into the sciences and find the Big Bang Theory and then line it up with Genesis 1. And if you actually understand the Big Bang Theory, you'll also understand the 7-day theory, the Big Bang, everything related into Genesis 1. All right. The problem is we are so into belief and not into knowledge that no one looked. Right or wrong, have you analyzed the history of war of this planet for the last 500,000 years?
You said five. How long?
500,000 years.
No.
Right. So when we diverge from the Homo erectus, I'm gonna give you the whole breakdown of the Bible from an intel perspective,
Okay.
and then you tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Okay. 500,000 years ago, we diverge from the Homo erectus and we become the Homo sapien and the Neanderthal. All right. The Neanderthal is a family tree of good and evil. Okay. Because they created tools and weapons. This is the species that created tools and weapons. Homo sapiens created language. And this is why in the Bible, you see Adam going around naming things. All right. That's actually what you're seeing there. All right. Now, Cain is born with a violent streak because Eve, a Homo sapien woman, allows a Neanderthal to put his DNA into her. That is eating from the tree of good and evil. You don't take any of the fruit of that family tree because they're into some stuff that's not going to be good. If the creator of writing combines with the creator of tools and weapons, you will end up with nuclear bombs at some point in your evolution. And he says, thus you will die, right? All this, right?
So do you hold to macroevolution?
Yeah, evolution is also in the Bible because he says that he made
No.
Adam without soul.
I'm saying macroevolution. Do you hold to macro?
I don't do any like preconceived theories, but what does that mean?
Macroevolution basically claims that you can hop species. So at one point, man was fish, then he came to land and became an ape-like beast, and then became man.
I mean, it's possible, but I wasn't there, and the Most High doesn't go that into detail. It doesn't matter for us. It is possible, though. Like,
you know, there's no scientific proof to this day of macroevolution.
I mean, that's cool, but that's not what I'm here to argue with you, because I don't really care about
You're talking about
macroevolution.
Neanderthals and Homo sapiens.
Yeah, but those are humans. That's 500,000 years ago, not 2-3 million years ago. There is a difference. Fair?
Yeah, I just don't know the position that you hold, so I was just asking.
Yeah, I'm talking about what? I'm talking about my actual studies. I'm not here to claim to know everything. I'm telling you that, look, when you look into the ancient Hebrew and you understand that the third letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Gamel, which is a picture of a foot in the Hebrew pictograph, and then you understand the word camel came from the letter Gamel because the letter G ends up actually turning to a C. That's why the C is the third letter of the Greco-Roman alphabet. Then you understand that we could look at that camel and call it a foot and understand what we mean because a camel is used for transportation. So when a family is referred to as a family tree of good and evil, and you look up and you find out that the Neanderthals created tools and weapons, tools good, weapons evil, this all sort of makes sense now, doesn't it?
I mean, I don't know about family tree fitting into the tree of knowledge of good and evil when that same Hebrew word for tree.
But that's how the language works, isn't it?
Okay, what's your source on that?
The Hebrew language, actually studying the ancient pictograph all the way through the Paleo Hebrews and learning my ancient language.
So you studied the pictograph of tree in Hebrew, and that's what it brought you to?
No, I've studied the entire language, all the letters, everything, and I've seen that it's more of an associated language. It's actually what's called a contextual language. You will need to actually be around that culture to understand what we are talking about. You will need to actually study what was going on and see every angle of everything to sit up and talk about it. The problem is we're here with white folks who don't do that. They just invade your land and then start talking about it like they know what they're talking about. Yes or no?
Well, they wrote a lot of the books that you're reading, but it still doesn't answer the question.
No, they didn't.
You talked about tree.
No, they didn't.
About tree.
Okay, what did they write? And I'll tell you why they didn't.
Okay, listen. I got a question. How did you get from tree to family tree?
Because it's all associative, right? When you look at a tree, it branches out. You have to use the references. Like, look, when we're talking human evolution, like humans came from here. Is that not what Genesis is saying? Humans came from here and now they're there. That is the definite, that's evolution, going from one point to another, right?
Yeah, but you're talking about studying the Hebrew and the pictographs. I'm asking, okay, do you look at the pictographs of tree? How do you get family tree from that Hebrew word tree? Can you?
Because understanding how the letter gamel works in the evolution of the language, understanding that the Greeks actually studied off of the ancient Hebrew, and that gamel turned into a camel. So the camel is literally being called a foot because the ancient pictograph of a foot is a picture. It's a picture of a foot. So if you call a camel a foot, it's indicative of transportation.
Okay,
That's
I
how.
understand.
So
I understand
basically, how
you're
one word,
explaining.
right? So you're not going to have that for one word, and it's not going to be for the whole language. The entire language works that way. Do you study
And I
Hebrew?
understand that. I've studied ancient pictographs, but I'm asking how you
Okay.
get from tree in Genesis to family tree. What in the pictographs of the Hebrew word breaks down into family tree?
Well, actually, the entire Bible is actually referring to trees. It refers to it says what?
Brother, I'm
The
asking
tree of
about
the, no,
Genesis.
just
I'm
listen,
asking about Genesis.
listen, because I'm answering the question. Just listen, because if you actually look at the entire Bible and you look at all the metaphors, there is a tree of the desert. There's a, what is it? There's a, see, I'm sorry, I'm like tired. I've been at work all day, but look, there's a tree that the prosperous tree will be brought low. The tree, like,
No, the hill,
he
the mountain.
refers to the families as trees through the entire Bible. He says that,
I get
what
that.
he said, Judah and Ephraim will become one stick. All these things, this is not like, look, kind of like he says, I will send you into Egypt again on ships, right? And then he says that, what he said, their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, also known as Sodom and Egypt. Also where our Lord was crucified. Now this is going into Edom, Rome, Greece, etc. We can't get past Genesis though.
Okay, so
all
when he
this
told
is,
them,
yeah.
when he told them that they can eat of all the trees in the garden, he's saying they can eat other families. What's the take there?
Yes, that would mean you can mix with the Denisovan. You can mix with all the other like human-esque, species that have evolved with you. But if you go over there messing with the people who just created that spearhead, it's going to end up costing you your lives. And if you look around the time 500,000 years ago, you find Neanderthals creating spearheads. You find us going to war with them, attaching a stick to the back of the spearhead, and there you go. Like,
Okay,
if you're only
that
going to
doesn't
look at
line
the
up though,
Bible,
because Eve is the mother of all living, so that doesn't really work well.
She's a mother
No,
for
the
all the
Bible
Homo
says that. I didn't
sapiens.
say that.
No, that is
The
not
Bible
true. Okay, for all Homo sapiens, for all man, Homo sapien. You're forgetting the Neanderthal is a beast. And what word do you see all through the scriptures? The beast. The Neanderthal used to run full speed at its prey and eat it raw. It's a beast. You understand?
It's a beast. A Neanderthal can't reason.
Right. Well, I mean, no, they had reasoning skills, but they just had a violent streak and they were way larger than us.
Beasts can't reason. That's the difference between
Okay,
beast
in
and
your
man.
opinion, yeah, and maybe an arrogant opinion.
But
But
not
who
an
are we to
arrogant
say?
opinion in any type of
Because
opinion,
you're
any type of
you.
fact.
Because that's like white folks saying that black folks can't reason. We're not them to say what's going on in their head. That's like
But
saying
that's
the
an
animals
opinion
don't have
because that's
reason.
actually not based on fact.
Yeah, but
You just
neither
said
is
a
that.
Neanderthal.
But neither is that. Neither is that they couldn't reason, especially if you're not following the research like I am. I'm not guessing. Like, go into it and look at it. Like, I'm not here for all that. I'm telling you what I found. Okay.
So you don't believe God created man.
So this is part of the right. So this is part of the problem when you deal with non-government people, because they instantly get in their feelings and want to go on beliefs. When I'm trying to tell you what I found, I don't care about how you feel about it. I'm trying to tell you what I found. Okay. Now, either you respect it or you don't, but I done laughed the planet twice, met Al Qaeda for the country you were in, all that shit. Look, I'm tired of opinions. I'm tired of feelings. I want to tell you what I found, and I want to be done with it, because you're going to take that and you're going to figure it out. I don't care what you think, because the Most High is watching you. It's on you.
So did the Most High create man?
Yes.
Okay, did he start with
Adam? He created the whole planet, but he has a chosen nation. He chose a particular species. He was already clearing the Neanderthal out. You see their numbers dropping 500,000. Like, you go from 500,000 to 350,000, their numbers start to drop because our numbers start to rise. We're not supposed to mix with them, but yet you find mixed bones of the Homo sapiens and the Neanderthals in the changing of caves. You end up finding that we went to war. We lived in Israel. They lived in Greece as two different species, and we were warring.
Okay, so Adam wasn't the first man God created.
No, the first Homo sapien considered a man, yes. But if you're literally,
where's that other
like,
account at?
because it's kind of like this, right? If a lion and a tiger sleep together, they are both considered cats, but only one of them is a lion and one of them is a tiger. Like, they can technically have a liger baby. It doesn't reproduce very well, and you see how the Caucasian's going through that, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, I don't know. This is just strange. Go ahead. You can take it unbiased.
I know, right? Because
So-
why would you have been told
Nah,
about
it's not
this?
making no sense.
I
Like,
know. Why would you have been
you
told?
don't even know
You
what
don't want it to make no
microevolution
sense.
is, yet
Because you
you're
don't want.
a
I didn't
propagator
even.
for
You're
evolution.
using words I'm not using. Notice how you're
Yeah,
trying to
but
force
you
an
don't even
opinion
know
on
the
me.
difference.
No, because that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. You come
It
and
has
talking
everything
about
to do
fish
with what you're
and all
talking
other
about.
stuff. I'm not talking about no damn fish. Like, why you
Yeah,
got to change
the
the
Bible
subject to
doesn't-
win an argument? Because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not even trying to have an argument. I'm trying to give you a briefing, and you won't accept the briefing because you have
All
to
right, go
have
ahead,
your
man.
religion
Do your
win.
spiel, man. Do your spiel.
And then meanwhile, all this information you're giving me came out of a Catholic church that invaded my fucking country. So how am I supposed to respect that?
Whoa, what information did I give you that comes from the Catholic Church?
Anything from a Holy Trinity, anything from any of this mess, and you're not really going into how the Hebrew language works.
So the Trinity was
You're talking
believed
about,
before the Roman
like,
Catholic
literally.
Church
So
was
you
even
think it was a
founded.
literal tree? You think it was a literal tree?
Wait, who
You think
mentioned
you-
Trinity? Wait. Dude, who
Because
mentioned Trinity?
that was what
that
I'm
was mentioned
hearing
earlier.
Khadijah talking about. Like, what do you think about the Trinity? What do you think about this? And I'm just like, yeah, like, I'm stepping into a religious conversation, and I'm just like literally trying to show you what I found. This ain't about no beliefs when I speak. It's about, look, this is what this is. Is that there or no? Is blue?
So do you
blue or
trust
is
in
blue
what you
not?
found?
Yeah, I'm letting you know.
That's a
I
belief.
found mixed bones in the caves that moved locations. I'm letting you know I found the Proto-Homo sapiens bones in Israel, found the Neanderthals bones all the way through Mount Seir, Greece, Rome. I'm finding that like they're 2 to 14% Neanderthal to this day. They still have all this body hair. Esau's born with hair covering his body. 2 different nations are in thy womb. So therefore, no, that's not Isaac's baby. Are you serious? Like,
It's not Isaac's baby?
no, it's not. It's a stepdaddy.
Oh, wait, how
They're
are
paternal
they
twins. Like, Esau is actually
how are
related
they
to Cain.
twins?
Look. Esau is actually related to Cain. And how you
But
know?
look,
Because Cain got the
how-
violent streak.
how are
Esau
they
got the
twins?
hair.
It's impossible to have twins and them not
Oh,
be from
is
the
it
same
now?
father.
What is a paternal twin?
Oh my goodness.
What's a paternal twin? What is it?
Oh my goodness.
You're telling me that 2 men have never ejaculated in the same vagina and got pregnant at the same time? You're telling me that never happened?
Who was Esau's father, buddy? Who was Esau's father?
Hey, we don't know who he is. We know that Rebecca
We don't know?
came from spirit.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
right. Because I'm not a know-it-all jackass like a Christian. I
Oh
don't
my
have to
goodness.
know. I'm a government
This is
fucking trained
wild.
investigator. I'm not going to be sitting here doing this with you.
This
And
isn't a
honestly, I
Hebrew
get
Israelite
frustrated because folks have
unbiased.
screamed in my face. I'd have met a man strapped to a bomb. Honestly, do you think I'm going to be level-headed when I talk and I done found some shit and you're arrogant with me? You
Dude,
honestly?
you just said Esau's father was not Isaac. That's insane.
Yeah,
I haven't
yes,
even heard
and
one-
you're laughing,
I
right?
have not heard one
Right?
Hebrew
You
Israelite
think
that's
that's
ever
not
said that.
arrogant? You think this isn't arrogant? You speaking to a man with a secret clearance, you're a Christian, and you're
I
gonna sit
wonder
here and
if
tell me
you
what
want
makes
some Virgin
sense?
Birth.
Are you
Buddy, I
honest?
had
Like,
a
is this
secret
really where we're
clearance.
going?
Calm down. You're not
Like,
the only
no,
one that
because I'm
was in
sick
the
of that
military.
shit. I didn't damn near die
You're
to
not
be
the
laughed
only
at, my
one with a
nigga.
secret clearance.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Stop
You're
paying
not the
taxes
only one
then,
with a
nigga.
secret clearance.
Like, no, dead ass serious. Stop paying taxes then. What the fuck? Because honestly, I didn't go through all that shit to be laughed at, my nigga.
Buddy, you're not the
Like,
only one
straight
that
up,
was
no, fuck that.
in the
I didn't go through
military.
all that to be laughed at, my nigga. I didn't.
You're not the only one that was in the military.
I don't
That's why
care,
I'm
my
laughing.
nigga. Did you meet a man strapped to a fucking bomb in a McDonald's, my nigga? Did
no.
you? Right. So shut the fuck up, right? All
Dude,
right.
who's the one getting
Let a nigga
emotional
speak.
here? You
No,
said I was
because I get
getting
sick of that
emotional.
shit. I get sick of arrogant motherfuckers.
I'm
I
asking
deal with a lot of that
questions. This
shit.
don't make
Honestly,
no
just
sense.
back the fuck up for a second, and maybe I'll calm the fuck down. But I'm not bowing to a fucking civilian.
I'm not a civilian. What are you talking about?
Then you better act like you was trained, my nigga. What the fuck? And you know better. What the fuck are you talking about?
And you're a
serious?
servant of the Most
Are you
High. You got
serious?
language
Like,
this?
nigga, I damn near died over bad information. Are you one of the niggas that would have sent me in?
Wait, so you're a servant of the Most High and you talking like this?
Yes, nigga.
Yo, that's crazy.
Because right, because these pussy
Hey,
ass
you gotta
niggas,
read
they think it's
Isaiah
all about
6.
the way you talk. They think it's
You
about the
gotta
way
read
you talk.
Isaiah
They
6.
think it's not the realness. They think Yahushua didn't run in flipping tables up in these fake motherfuckers' little coliseums and shit. Like he wasn't up in the temple flipping tables because these niggas was all full of shit.
But what did Isaiah
Making
say
my
in
father's
chapter
house
6?
a house of merchandise. Really?
What did Isaiah
Really?
say in Isaiah 6? He said, I'm a man of unclean lips.
Okay, yeah. When it's convenient, that's what you're gonna do. But you're gonna sit here and laugh at me and
What do you mean when
disrespect
it's
me in my face.
convenient?
And when I'm telling you I'm feeling disrespected, you ain't gonna back the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. So whether it's my words or it's your spirit, we both ugly today, bro.
Not at all, dude. You
Oh,
presenting some weird information.
absolutely, because it don't matter what's going on this side, right? You get to talk to me however, right? Look down
I'm not
on
even
me and
talking to
shit,
you,
right?
however. You the one cussing at me.
Christian
You the one
bullshit.
cussing at me.
Take that shit. Honestly, I don't know every fucking thing. All right, but cool. You're cool. You can talk, man. I'm going.
Yo, what? I'm talking crazy, but he was just cussing me out. That's crazy. That's crazy. And all I did was challenge him on his position. You know, he didn't even know what macro and micro evolution is. I think that's kind of interesting when you're talking about Neanderthals and different things like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm biased. Like, it don't make no sense.
Well, where'd he go? Oh, he's on mute right now. He's calming down. You didn't push
Yeah.
him off.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, Esau was not the son of Isaac? Come on. I gotta say something like, wait, what?
So who did he say Esau's dad was? Did he say
He said, we don't know.
okay, so we got another virgin birth.
Yeah, right?
All right.
No, Esau was the Messiah right there.
Yeah, so he agreed was the virgin birth. Okay.
The white man is the savior. That's crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
if they believe in a virgin birth.
Right? Man, and he lost me with that whole family tree thing in Genesis. I was only asking, I was like, so where do you get that from? He's explaining the pictographs. I'm like, I understand the pictographs.
No,
but what words?
He went on mute because he's I think he's Googling it right now.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, that's cool. Just give me something to look at. I don't want to just take your word for it. And, you know, we have these things that we look up and we trust in them. That's called a belief. You can't say you don't have belief. That's, you know, you got to toss that out the window. Everybody has a belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then Neanderthals and beasts, I couldn't even get down with none of that. That was very strange.
Yeah, so right now he's on mute. He's Googling his information so he can show you where he got it from. You know.
Yeah, and that's cool, man. I ain't even trying to be amped up. I'm just challenging some of the things he's saying. You can't just say stuff like that and not think it's gonna go, you know, unchallenged. And look, did I cuss him out? Was I uncordial or anything in what I said?
No, you just got to remember that you can't challenge one of God's men.
Hey, now, and if he was a Marine, they have a different mindset. So I kind of understand some of the anger because my dad was a Marine, and man, that dude is always angry. So I do have a little more patience with him. So that kind of makes sense in that retrospect.
Yeah, I think he said he was an angel of the Lord, something like that. So you can't question an angel. So
yeah, he can cuss however much you want. Nah, that's crazy because, and I know they use some strange verses to talk about, yeah, we can cuss, but that's just, honestly, they really don't understand the Greek or the Hebrew. I'm not saying this brother doesn't understand it at all, but in those regards, most people take the English. They'd be like, oh, Peter cursed. He was cursing. That's not what that meant. You know, Paul had rough language. That's not what that meant, you know.
Well, it's one thing you can't deny. He don't know the Hebrew or Greek, maybe, but he know that profanity.
Yeah, tell him to cuss in Hebrew, man. God probably want that more.
So, brother.
Hey, but I'm gonna go on mute for a couple minutes. Go ahead and take over, man. I'll be back.
Okay. Oh, then he done hopped off.
Oh, he did? Yo, that's crazy. Dude, like, what would you have said after he said some of that stuff?
Listen, it went out one ear, went out the other. One ear out the other.
I know you've just been like, yeah. So what do you think about the virgin birth?
Yeah, I almost choked. I'm over here drinking a Coke. I almost choked. You already know what I was gonna do. He gave me the whole history of Neanderthals and Lilith and the angels. I'll listen. Okay, so
Dude, it's so crazy because they'll claim to be Jews, yet they accept apocryphal books that the Jews never accepted.
Right.
Remember, I brought that up to the last dude I was talking with. He was like, "Where you get that from, Josephus?" You know, different. I'm pretty sure Josephus is the main source on that. He'll tell you that they put 22 books up inside the temple, and that'll account for all of the Tanakh. And yeah, all those books were written in a time where there was no prophets, likely written by Jewish Essenes, because a lot of that halakha, I don't know if you heard of that. That's, rabbinic literature, basically. All of that stuff was contained in there and a lot of their Jewish mysticism. And it just really surprises me. I would actually get down more with these guys if they didn't quote Apocrypha left and right, because that stuff is garbage.
And when you say these guys, which guys? The Jewish guys or these Israelites?
The Israelites, because they actually study. Like, we can have a good conversation. They read the Old Testament. Most people don't.
Right.
And that, I can't wait to go back and study the Old Testament once I'm done with the New. Because, man, when I first read through, I was surprised. God is a man of war? What? God brought evil? God made Israel eat their children? What?
Oh, wait. Okay, you said something. All right, watch this. You said God's a man of war. What book is that?
I'm almost positive that's over in Exodus.
Yeah, what chapter?
He said God of war. I know. Yeah. If you know it, just go there. I think it's
I think it's 15 and 13 or 13 and. But I'm gonna share my screen so you can see what a Muslim scholar has to say about that. Okay.
Does he go into the Arabic?
I think he tries to do something. I can't remember what his attempts were, but listen what he said.
Yeah.
What you just said. Look what he was able to put together. 1 second. With the God was a man of war. Watch this. Switch my account. He said it some years ago too, over a rostrum or something. Yeah, he was really serious. So
the Lord is a man of war. 15. Yeah, Exodus 15:3.
Well, I said 13. 15:3. Yeah. Oh, I was close enough. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Share my screen.
Public announcement. The God of this book is a man. Right. You might ask, what is that book? You might have thought you didn't need to ask that question. You thought you knew what this book is. You maybe thought I was talking about this book. These are two different books. This is a Hebrew Bible. That is to say, the Bible in its original Hebrew. This is King James Bible. The Bible of King James and his 5 team of translators. These are fundamentally different books.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Doc.
It cannot be said, nor will I say, that this particular edition of the Hebrew Bible, a Masoretic text that goes back to around anywhere from the 10th to the 15th century, I cannot stand before you and make the claim that this book is the Word of God. I can't make that claim. There are earlier versions of the Masoretic text that make us qualify what we find in the Masoretic text. I can stand before you and confidently say that the words of God are in this book.
All right.
On the other hand, this is all the word of King James. Not that he doesn't get it right sometimes. He does. But they still his words. Some of his words are right, some of his words are wrong. But let's be real clear. This is the word of King James. It's not the word of God. These are two different books. And so from this point on, I shall dispense with the word of King James because that can help us ultimately. The God of this book, the Bible, is a man, and I make this point as an illustration. The God of this book appears when he chooses to do so as a man or in the form of a man because he is literally a man. This book declares it.
He said God is literally a man. All right, hold on.
Over 11 times. For example, Yahweh Ishmael Hemat. Yahweh is a man of war. Please. Each. Yahweh is a Gibor Yoshia, a mighty man of war. See, he is a man. The book declares it, and this is why when he appears and people see him and they don't die, they see a man. All right, fine. But here it says clearly God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. What? We've heard that before.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is King James version.
That's right.
That's right.
This is where philology is critical.
Yes, sir.
So, the science of philology is a science that is helpful, to say the least, in our endeavor at a scientific analysis of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings on God. So, I would like to just cite a few examples of the utility of this science of philology for our efforts at a scientific analysis en route to prove
Come on now.
that what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said about God, he was right and everyone else was wrong.
Incredible.
Please. Lo ish er we kazeb. God is not a man who lies. See that little red line? The wow? No. And in terms of vocabulary of linguistics, that is a syntax, that's a relative part. A relative particle. Right? I, Brother Wesley, am not a man who lies. Who lies? It qualifies, right? It relativizes, right, the subject. So I, Brother Wesley, am not a man who lies. Am I denying my manhood? No, sir. Am I denying my humanity? No, sir. I'm denying that I'm a liar. Right? Philology requires respecting the syntax. But what King James did was eisegesis into this text and robbed God. When a man robbed God, you damn right he will. So philology helps restore the text. And so we can discern what God says. Right? And God actually does not contradict himself. He says he's a man, the buck says he's a man, and he doesn't contradict it here. He just qualifies what kind of man he is, and he ain't. I know that's not good linguistics, ain't. But I just do that. Ain't moved. The word belongs to him. Philology. God is not a man Who lies? Please. Well, that was introductory. The argument would be the God of the Bible is a man. Fine.
All right, there you go, Meeks. Meeks, that's for you whenever you get ready to unpack. Okay, so the brother put up your verse, and he used that to say God is a man.
Yeah, what'd you say, bro?
So did you see the video?
Yeah, that's a little too literal.
Huh?
And I see his point. It says God is a man, or the Lord is a man of war. But we have to take into account different places. It says God smells the offerings that Israel has sent up. Doesn't mean God is sitting there with huge nostrils sucking up all the air. It's just it's a way of showing that he is accepting it. In that same sense, if that's speaking about the Father, I would say there's definitely there's deeper insight. But if it's speaking about the Son, that's where, when I believe in the Trinity, then yeah, 100%. And that's where, for me, my research, I have to dig deeper on when I'm reading the Old Testament, who it's being spoken about when it says God is speaking. There's some deeper things I want to go into as far as that goes.
I think he said something else. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see. Because I was fast forwarded. Let me just make sure. That this verse is okay. Maybe he did. Yeah, he did. Critical study of religious. I'm a historian of. Okay, here we go. All right, let me bring him back. All right, he gonna tell you why you should believe him. Right? He can give you his convictions. Shit, wrong one, wrong screen. That God is a man in any way, shape, or form.
Religion.
Wesley's criteria.
I'm a historian of religion. That means I'm trained in the historical, critical study of religious traditions and religious texts. And as a professional historian of religion, I'm bound by good methodology. Sound conclusions must be derived from sound methodology. Faulty methodology will always produce faulty conclusions.
The criteria is set, as you heard, for sound.
Yep.
Yeah. So you got that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's why he was able to show his work. In other words, he was able to show his work with numbers, with a 23 and something 6. And number 23 and 6, and Exodus 15 and 3.
But that's why it's hard to look at, because like, for instance, in the Hebrew, there's no being verbs. Like where it says the Lord is a man of war, is not in the text. It's just ish, and then that word for war. Let me find it. Yeah, it's Yahweh ish milechama. Yep, and then the rest of it reads Yahweh Shemo, which means the Lord is his name, or Yahweh is his name.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so like with that, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, he's saying right here the Lord is a man. Is it saying the Lord is a man, or is it comparing aspects of the Lord by using attributes of a man, just like it does with the sacrifices? God smelled the sweet incense. God smelled the sacrifices that were burned up. He didn't literally smell them. It just means he accepted them. They were good in his sight.
Right. So let me see. How old was that video? Right. That video was well. You never know because that was my second channel. I had another one, and I was just like re-uploading. So it says 8 years ago, but it could have been like 10 or 11 years ago. I was reading videos from another channel. So if he actually reads, if he actually reads what led up to that statement, right? Context,
Mhm.
because he gave you the criteria, that sound research, bring about sound conclusions. So if he actually just read Exodus 14, he would see that there's a pillar cloud by day and a pillar cloud, a fire by night,
Yep.
guiding Israel from the Egyptians and Pharaoh.
Mhm.
Everything, all the guidance was just bringing Israel out of the clutches through miracles, everything ungodlike. Okay. So Israel was experiencing ungodlike things. Okay.
Yeah.
So when they got done, that was actually a song. I think if I can recall, I think Exodus 15, I think they were singing. I'm not gonna hold me to that. I think they were singing about what just happened. So
I believe they were actually too. Yeah, I think you're right.
okay. So I'm just going off 8 to 11 year old memory. And they were singing about what just happened. And they were retrospecting back, reflecting back. It's no way in the world where the Red Sea just split open and all those miraculous things was going on for them just to conclude that the God who gave us this guidance and this deliverance was a simple man.
Yeah, I don't think they would come to that conclusion.
Right. So that's if I play the rest of the video, you'll see that just off context, it's no way that they just experienced all those miracles and when they reflect back on the God who did it for them, they're not gonna say, wow, you're a
Exactly.
simple man like us.
That's how the Mormons be.
So when you look at the word man of war, that's actually mentioned again in Isaiah and other places. That was just like a phrase, but it had nothing to do with you being an actual man.
Oh, that's like saying God is our shepherd, or
Yeah.
God is my rock.
Right,
God's not a rock.
exactly.
He's not a shepherd. Yeah.
And I showed that, and God is love. You know what I mean? So, but
Mhm.
how did we go from God as a man and a man of war, the Bible, then we go read in John 4:24 where it says God's a spirit. So it's like which one is correct? Which one, or is it contradicting itself? You know, because you can't be a man and then be a spirit somewhere else.
Exactly. And it's all about context. So, like you said, that context is the song that they're singing. The other context of Numbers, if you read that whole verse, God is not a man that he should lie. That's the comparison. He's not a man that he should lie and repent. When God said something, it's always true and it'll always be done. Um, but when we look at, God is spirit, different context. Now it's actually speaking about the true essence and true nature of God without anything else involved, right?
Right.
So, yeah, context is definitely key there.
Yeah. So, and that's why I played his methodology, right? I saw it. So now that was a whole different setting, as you can see, when he was going over the methodology as a historian.
Mm-hmm.
If you're using that methodology, there's no way you or any scholar would conclude that the story, Exodus chapter 13, 14, it led to 15, for these people to conclude that God is just like them.
Yeah, no, not at all.
All those events were showing you how God is above you and you're not even close. And,
Exactly.
and that's what they were bearing witness in the song. But he's a man of war because men go to war. So they was comparing, right? Men go to war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bible
Yep.
talks about the lords and valiant people. So they were saying, yo, in other words, God fights like us, harder and he gets more done. Wow, like he fights. And like that's all they were saying. Like God fights viciously, he fights ferociously, and he wins. Like men will win.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that was an extreme chase, and he only came to that conclusion because of his doctrine. They don't believe in spirits. They only believe in God as a man, like flesh, you know, limitations. You know, Hussein Bolt would probably smoke God. LeBron James would probably dunk on God. You know, God just, you know, Jeff Bezos would probably build a better warehouse than him. You know, he probably can't. God probably can't build a better car than Elon Musk. You know, he's fallible. He'll probably lose a debate with Joe Rogan. You know, he's a regular man.
Yep.
Uh,
And that's why also just touching on, and I gotta touch on what that other guy said about the Trinity. That was kind of laughable. The Trinity was from the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church, yeah.
Nah, that guy's actually crazy as bat shit. I told him I'd get him on one night. It's late. I said, you know what? Let me get him on that. Yeah,
The dude that was just on?
yeah. I didn't want to put him more doing like prime hours with that craziness. So I said, you know, if you ever get on my channel, it's gonna be late. So I said, okay.
Well, he said, speaking about Catholicism, he said that Trinity was started there, but it was already, you know, a belief before the Roman Catholic Church came to be. And what's even more interesting is many African people in the church, they believed in it. I got a few names. I know, you know, Athanasius, the person who the Athanasian Creed, Tertullian, and a few other guys. I don't remember heart, but you know, that's why when they just blame everything on the Roman Catholic Church.
Right.
I was like, that's why I'm like, he said everything you say is from the Roman Catholic Church. All right, what did I say? So, and then so do you call the virgin birth the Immaculate Conception, or do you just do that a way to spin people around?
Yeah, I did it on purpose. Because
Oh, okay.
listen, I'm gonna tell you why. Because they don't see they don't even know the difference.
Oh, yeah. That's,
Yeah, if you tell them, try it. Ask them, brother, do you accept the virgin birth and immaculate conception? You know, however you want to word it, they're gonna look at them both the same. So when you debate the virgin
mm-hmm.
birth and we start winning, they're gonna all tell you it's a Catholic doctrine, it's immaculate conception. So it's like pointless to just it's pointless trying to show them that they're different. They're not gonna believe that. They believe they're one and the same.
I was wondering why I had to explain it 20 times. It's not the virgin birth.
Yeah.
Man, it's a freaking headache.
I had explained to two guys, or maybe four. But like once you start explaining, they kind of just back off for that moment, but they might revert back to saying it. Yeah. So I purposely
like I don't care if they disagree with the virgin birth, but at least just get the terminology right. Yeah, I'll stand right with you. I don't hold to the Immaculate Conception.
Right. So I purposely say that, but I gotta be careful in case one of them try to hold me actually to the Immaculate Conception. You know.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't say it. Yeah. So Trinice was breaking up, him right back. So it's just a tactic I use. You know, play chess. How you win in chess? You use tactics. It's called chess tactics. So I use tactics.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that anything from the Catholic Church, it really gets them going. So that's why I say.
And it's so funny because when they go Catholic Church route, I always think, okay, I the translators on the King James Version committee were Roman Catholic. And the reason why the Apocrypha was in 1611 is because they're Roman Catholics. And I bet they don't even know that. I bet they might know that, but they'll be like, oh, you know, you don't
I
have to
think
be in the truth
think
to
you're
know
breaking
what's
up.
the word of God or something like that.
I think you're breaking up.
Hold up, yeah, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, did you know that half the translators on the King James Version committee were Roman Catholic?
Really?
Yeah. So that's why I think it's funny when they bring up the whole Catholicism is the whole the
Breaking up
Apocrypha,
again.
which the Roman Catholic Church partially holds. You know, I'm breaking up again.
Yep. You're good
Oh,
now.
hold on, let me get on.
Yeah.
Let me get on Wi-Fi real quick. Yeah, I got to jump on Wi-Fi. I'm in a bad spot in my office.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but yeah, I mean, they hold the Apocrypha, which the Roman Catholic Church is the reason why it stayed in the 1611 King James. You know, and I think it's, man, just a lot of arguments these guys and a bunch of other people come up with, I think are just strange, very strange. Like, you know, like for Sabbath, you know how they'll argue Sabbath, like you know, Christian Sunday, Sabbath, all that stuff. You know how they argue it.
Right.
They say you worship on the day of the sun's day.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, let's not go that route because you worship on Saturn's day. Should I worship on Freya's day or Thor's day? It's all every
It's
day of the week is
Saturn's
pagan.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That's funny.
Like that's not a good argument. If we're gonna argue, let's go to scripture. And I know it, did you see if you saw the whole debate between James White and Rakah,
Yeah.
they went over that. He couldn't get past Kyriake Hemera, which is that Greek Lord's Day. He had no clue.
Yeah. They talked about that. I remember.
Yeah. Did you see the part when he read from Theological Dictionary of the New Testament?
What did he look up?
He said, I'm about to read a quote from John something Kittle. I don't know his first name.
I'm not sure
Yes.
because when I watched it, I thought I was watching the whole debate, but I realized I'm watching people give commentary. So I can't happen to skip past their commentary because they made it like extra long, and I could have possibly passed by some stuff.
James White has the whole thing on his Alpha Omega Ministries YouTube. He has that one and his other one. But so he's reading this quote, and you can tell he has probably never read this quote before because he was like, it didn't seem like he understood what he was reading. He was stumbling and different things like that. And then James White came back. He was like, you know, in this a few entries down, he talks about this. Can you tell me what he meant by this? Like he knew he just spot read it. He didn't really, you know, understand what he was reading.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what did Ricard say?
He didn't. Okay, so he appealed to a source. James White called him out, like, "Hey, you don't even know what this guy's talking about." And then he starts going against sources, saying, "I'm dealing with the Bible." I was like, "Dude, you can't bring out a source."
I heard him say that. I heard him say,
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you can't bring out a source, get proven wrong, and then just be like, "I'm only dealing with the Bible." Like, you brought out the source.
Because he said, yeah, you could just off that in a real debate, you'd be, you know,
Yeah,
you'd be at the forefront. Yeah.
exactly. Because I actually read I got that whole set of James Kittle. I think his name's James, but it's Kittle, and he has something pretty interesting to say on Hemera, and he definitely does not say it means the Lord's way. Way is the word hodos, and I'm not sure if there are any other words for way, but I was confused through the whole thing. I was trying to, keep up and look up stuff, but I was like, yo, what? Yeah, no, it was definitely interesting. You see the clip that I sent you with Apostle, the other one?
Yeah. No, I ain't see that one. Hold on, let me play it right now. Let me see.
I got all this. It was freaking funny.
Yeah, I won my second win because I actually was already asleep. I woke up. Because I was playing that debate, and like the guys are giving commentary. The guys giving commentary put me to sleep. So
Yeah.
I woke up to them put me to sleep.
Yeah, I thought it was live because I was like,
lines and let them get this thing in.
I'll share it on the screen.
I got you too, Apostle.
I'm trying to get it there.
Apostle, go ahead.
It wouldn't let me pause it. All right.
Lines,
Okay, there we go. What just happened? What just? Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go.
On open up these phone lines and let them get this thing in, get this build in. I got you too, Apostle. What, you want to say something, Apostle? Go ahead.
Something. Because he just messed up the word Shemai. The word, like, I don't know what he's saying about Shemai. Shemai means to hear, to listen. That's all. Hear, listen. Don't make it up out of something else.
Akkad. I was talking about Akkad. I said it again and again.
No. I'm talking. Stop.
Well, you're wrong. I said Akkad. Didn't I say Akkad, Sonetta?
Stop.
Yeah, he said Akkad. He said
What are you
Akkad.
talking about? I said what it meant. Shema means here. Everybody knows that.
Saying Shemai.
You need to Shema what I said, and I said Akkad.
Listen, don't tell me to shut up, man.
I didn't say shut up. I said you need to Shema what I said, which means hear what I said.
Apostle, relax, brother. Just
even I understood what he meant by what he said it meant the first time.
Yeah.
do a bill, brother.
I didn't tell you to shut up. I said you need to Shema what I said, which means hear what I said.
All right, just hold on.
Now, here's the thing, True Meats. How did Apostle take that anywhere other than what he said? Because he's supposed to speak Hebrew. Like he claims he read and write and speak Hebrew.
Yeah.
Apostle. So he did say you need to Shema what I said, meaning listen. Like, and that wouldn't make sense. We said shut up. You need to shut up what I said. Like that wouldn't make any sense.
Hold on, just hold on, Apostle. Hold on.
You're misquoting.
So now this is the Apostle before I even knew the hell he was. And look how combative he was then, man. And this is why he hates Sonetta, because Sonetta won't let him act a fool.
Yeah, he be cutting him off. He like, hey, yo, hold up. You need to calm down.
Right. You see, he's always out of control, man. But this is the people that other people like. They like people out of control. There's no checks and balances. They cut you off. They speak over you. Like,
yeah.
And then they don't even respect it. So you say, okay, this type of guy, there's no way we could do like a back and forth. I have to just give him 5 minutes, and then I gotta go 5 minutes. That's the only way this can work. And what he'll do is, which he done before, he did with Google Scholar. He will get done his 5 minutes and keep talking, or while you are talking within your 5 minutes, he'll talk while you're talking. The minute you say something he disagrees with, he just can't hold it, because these people don't have the discipline to write it down what they disagree with, and they just can't remember it. The ADD is like it's just too much.
And I can deal with that as long as we can go back and forth. But if you're gonna go on a long build, like if you just gonna correct me on what I'm saying, just be real quick and precise, because I don't mind that, because I'll end up doing that, you know. But when you're long-winded and I already had a thought process, that kind of is irritating, you know.
I had guys where they say something and I just real quickly say no, I disagree, or I didn't say that, but that's it. And I call that just ad-libbing. I just say something, I just shut up. Like, and I tell them like that's almost like a attorney saying objection. That's all. He's not cutting in. He just let you know he object to what's being said.
That's true. And if he wants to cut his thought process, he could be like, well, why do you disagree with that? Or why do you say that? You know, I think that's smart. I'm gonna start using that because I'll be like Apostle, but not as bad. Definitely not as bad.
Yeah, so that's all. I said you can do it to me because I just letting me know that, especially if it's like a lie, like you want the people to know that you don't agree with that. So I said,
Exactly.
so now it's a way to keep the integrity. So if you think I'm misrepresenting you, misquoting you, you can say, I didn't say that. That's not my quote, you know, and let me just keep going. And then, like you said,
Yeah.
I can stop and say, okay, well, what did you say? But then just say what you say and shut up. Don't start trying to teach now.
Exactly. Yep.
And that's what these guys do. So now while I'm sitting there, quote unquote, objecting, when it's my go, he thinks he's objecting, but he's just actually teaching while it's my go. I'm doing the same thing you did. I said, brother, that's not what I did. It is. Oh shit. Like, you just a fool. It's not what I did. It is what you did. Oh shit. So then I gotta just, explain what I did, and that becomes a debate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I was in the midst of just mastering the cases in Greek. All right.
Yeah.
So
Your verbs are going to be a lot more intricate, actually. The nouns are probably the easiest part.
yeah.
So that's definitely a good start.
So subject, session. Yeah, genitive, I know that one hands down. Once I see that, I know that one. There's no, confusion, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the nominative, this is used for the subjects. Accusative, that's the one I gotta get down pat. Yeah. I think that's the I think it's the indirect object. I mean, I keep saying indirect. I think that's the right object. Let me see. I'm more somewhere. Let me share my screen. See where I'm at. I'm over here. So this was dealing with, nominative case, Alfred is my name. Alfred is the subject of sentence, so Alfred will be the nominative. So this is real easy. Once you know once it says nominative case, it just means that that's the subject of the sentence. Just get other rules. Definitive, okay. Genitive, Alfred's kingdom was famous. The sentence can be phrased. The kingdom of Alfred was famous. So this is the kingdom is the subject of the sentence and is the nominative case. Okay. So the genitive is the possession case used to indicate that one thing is owned by, controlled by, or connected to another. Right? It says in modern English, we indicate genitives by using apostrophes or the preposition of. And that's why we telling them when it says of Mary, of Ruth, of Rahab, of Tamar, I tell them that this is who they belong to. Right? Ownership. And I say of is a preposition of possession. And it tells you it says for the preposition of. And it says possession here. So we got everything I say in one. And I think when I say of is a preposition of possession, I really think they don't even know what the hell I'm just saying. I think they just stay quiet so that they won't have to admit they don't know what I'm saying. And so I think I got to be more clear with those guys then. I think well, I started to be more clear lately because I've been saying of just means from, it means by, it just means on. I have been using the word ownership to be like more clear. Because when I say preposition of possession, I noticed that really don't click with some of these guys. So I'd be a little slower now because I probably say that fast. I say of is a preposition of possession. They like, fuck is that? So now I just take my time. Say of is the same as from, the same as by, all interchangeable. But this is why when you read the Greek, the word is actually by. It's not even of. From what I read, it's actually by. So it would be Pharaoh and Zerah's by Tamar. Obed by, Solomon by her. So it's like kind of
Is that by a preposition or what is it?
that by I know it uses to show ownership. I know it does that.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. So I think they might be all prepositions, by, from, and of. Let me see if I got one of these up here. Oh, so this is dealing with Greek definite articles. Oh my God, these definite articles, these are totally outside of what you learn as an English speaking person. Totally different. It's nothing like Spanish, nothing like English, nothing. A definite article is not so dealing with the. It could be something totally different. It could be like who or some shit. Yeah, so when it said definite article, that don't mean it's the. That don't mean
There's so many definite articles. I want to do a deeper study on it because there, of course, there's definite articles for people, but there's also definite articles for a lot of other things that we don't use in English. So it could get confusing.
Yeah. And right, because in Spanish, you got a pen, it's pluma, and you'll say la pluma. Now it is the pen of female, it's just feminine. So you'll use a feminine article for all things that's feminine. And masculine, like libro. Libro is book, that's masculine. So you say el libro. But it's easy because now it just el and la, and the plural is los or las. That's it. And indefinite would be a or un or una. And that could be a, and some. Real easy. But Greek, it's not so. There's a definite article could be something other than the. And I don't know in English that there's a definite article other than the. In Spanish, I don't know a definite article other than the.
There's no indefinite articles in Spanish, right?
Yeah, you got a, and some. That's
Gotcha.
a, un, and una.
Okay.
Or not a, it's un and una.
Yeah.
All right. So let me I'm trying to get to accusative.
Oh yeah, before I forget, we were talking about Man of War.
Yeah.
And just the different contexts around that. Even when you start looking at the Trinity, I don't know if you've read Philippians 2, but it's something interesting. Yeah. It's something interesting. It says though he was in the form of God, he thought it not robbery to be equal with God.
Right.
But then it kind of gives you, it says he was in the form of God and then he took on the form of a servant. So then I would ask people, how could he be in the form of God and not be God?
Yeah, look, and that's what led to my discussion with Apostle and Indigenous, that led to Indigenous saying any word tied to any word with the suffix ish means like, because I was telling Apostle, I was trolling him, and I was like, so can anybody be like God? He said, nobody can be like God. And I was gonna go there to he just read. But Indigenous cut in with that stupid thought. And I how God was doing something, and then the cries of Sodom and Gomorrah had caught his attention. So all the attention was on that. So I'm trying to handle Apostle, but when they just said that stupid remark, I said, okay, let me focus on that. 'Cause I got him. I got him right away. So that's what happened. He caught my attention. Like that was more in line with what I wanted to deal with because it's so easy. I think it was late. And it's like just a moment to embarrass him real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So God. Yeah. So a lot of the it's interesting because he made that argument for Nation of Islam, but I never really heard anybody else Nation of Islam like piggyback that argument. Because they all believe God's a man, and then they're gonna try to show you in the Bible, but none of them really go that route.
Mm-hmm. And there's a bunch of interesting passages in the Old Testament that would have you like sit and think like, well, wait, this can't be what it's talking about. Like Zechariah 12:10 talks about this is God speaking. He said, they will look on me whom they have pierced.
Right.
And they shall mourn as one mourns for firstborn son. And I thought that was interesting, because of course there's that whole, the Jews are like, oh, it doesn't mean pierced.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. They are lost.
Lying is doing something, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only difference from the mauled like a lion and pierced is at the very end of the word. One has a vav and one has a yad. Do you know how similar those look?
No.
Look up a vav and look up a yad. Like I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, ooh, it's literally like one small line.
You're talking about in Hebrew, right?
Yeah, in Hebrew. Yeah.
All that shit look the same to me. It's because I know Betula, and when the Hebrews wrote down Betula in Deuteronomy 22 and 23, and then they wrote Betula in the New Testament for Mary was a virgin, Luke 1:27. It's the same word, but they put the dot in the middle of the backwards C looking thing, but they didn't put the dot in the backwards C looking character in.
Oh, the kaf. Oh wait, no, but Betula. I don't know if it has a kaf or not. It kind of depends on.
I can show you.
Yeah. Okay. But it's interesting. Why do you say that they called her Betula?
Hey, they wrote it in the New Testament.
Where? They wrote. Well, how did they write Betula though?
I'll show you.
That's yeah. I mean, that's Hebrew.
No, okay. The same way the Greeks wrote Abraham's seed in Greek.
Yeah.
All right. So the Greeks wrote the whole Bible in Greek, right? Old and New.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, the Hebrews wrote the whole Bible in Hebrew.
You gotta, yeah. But so what scripture are you referencing in the New Testament, and where is it pulled from the Old? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to follow what you're saying.
Let me show you the image then. I got a whole bunch of screenshots. I got some deleting these. I don't normally have as many screenshots. I try to use them right away from what? So let me. Okay, I found it. All right.
Because I think it's kind of interesting. I was going to mention this yesterday, but I forgot to. But in the Septuagint of Isaiah 7 and 14, they had the word that means virgin that wouldn't be translated from Betula. It would be translated from Alma. I forget the word. It's the same word used in Matthew 1:23. Same exact word.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first top, that's Isaiah 7:14. The second one is Deuteronomy 22 and 23. And the last one is Luke chapter 1, verse 27. And the arrow's pointing to Alma and it's pointing to Betula.
Where do you so I guess I would ask, where do you get this Hebrew text of Luke? Or is this Matthew?
Okay, let me show you.
Is it just a translation?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So, okay. You see Alma right there?
Yeah.
Pull up the Septuagint. I want to show you a possibly easier way to research this.
On
think-
Bible, Blue Letter.
Yeah, Blue Letter has the Septuagint.
Which one of those things are Septuagint? Which one?
You just got to go. So once you go to the interlinear, I'll show you. Son, beholded virgin. Okay, I just want to see this word for virgin real quick. Parthenos. Okay. So you could just hit King James. You don't have to. That's fine. Just hit. Yeah, you can just stay on King James. Go to Isaiah. Isaiah 7:14. And then click on the verse. And then scroll down. Oh, Septuagint right there. You passed it. It's at the top. Yeah. All right. So it'll have it underneath.
Septuagint.
Yeah. No, go down. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the Greek. So keep going. It won't give you the English for some reason. Parthenos. Yeah. Same word used in Matthew 1:23.
Oh yeah. So okay, right. Well, hold on. All right. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Watch this, and that's what the Greek, that's what the Jews were mad at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So hold on. Yeah, they were very upset at that translation. All right. So now I'm gonna show you this. Let me show you this now. Okay. Read that. Yeah, when you said Septuagint, I'm like, is that Hebrew? Okay, so watch this. Because I just don't know when they translated the Hebrew and Greek. I didn't know which Greek text. But watch this right here. Which one of these notes? Okay. It might be this one. This is one of, it's interesting, but when I debate these guys, I no longer use my notes anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I just talk to them like I'm talking to you, and I just talk to them, and I share my screen to the verses that they bring up. Regular KJV browse, not even tools, just regular KJV browse, and just for a better challenge. Like, listen, I'm not gonna. You need my notes. I'm not going to the. And that's why I never go to Blue. I never go to Blue Letter. Well, I don't go to Blue Letter unless they go to Blue Letter, because I feel like it's cheating. If I go there from the beginning, I feel like it's over. So I kind of like avoid it until they go there, and it depends. I still might not go there depending upon what they bring it out. But I think when you debate, okay, here we go. So I got it. I found it. All right.
Okay.
So I was here. All right, let me share my screen. One of my notes. You see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
So that's sperma, right? G4690.
Yeah.
This is it. So then you got the Hebrew. What I do is I go down here. I show you the inflections. Receive the action, owned by the subject, receive the action, direct the object, receive the action, indirect object. Okay, cool. So now I show you, like what you showed me, I'll show you in Greek. The Greek, this is yeah, these are all supposedly sperm, like they say.
Mm-hmm.
So I make the opposite argument. So I like when they do Isaiah 7:14 because they like to show a conspiracy theory and show, see, that's not virgin. That's supposed to be Alma. They put that there. So that means they're being technical. So I say, okay. I say, well, when you go to the Greek, right? A Greek Old Testament, what they're gonna do is they're gonna call everywhere it says seed, they're gonna call it sperma. So these are all the verses. And look, we got Genesis 3:15. I put enmity between the woman's sperma and the serpent's sperma. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the yield herbs, sperma, man sperm. What it says there. So I pretty much do that. Like, yo, y'all goofy with these arguments, man. Sperma, says sperma, so sperma. No. So what I do, like for more sensible ones, what I will say is I say, brother, which one came first, the Hebrew account or the Greek account? They have to say the Hebrew. Then I will say, okay, what did they mean? What those translators mean when they said seed? And then they got to say, man, seed. Cool. So when the Greek people, right, when they quote the Old Testament, aren't they quoting from the Hebrew? Yes. Okay. So when they say Abraham's seed, don't they see Zeta there? Yes. Okay. So why are they putting sperma there? Is sperma sperma? And they see it says Abraham's seed, and everywhere in the Old Testament we say seed, that's Zeta. Okay. So why are they putting sperm there when it's not sperm in the Hebrew? I say so. Like you say Isaiah 7:14 is a bad translation. I'm telling you, when you read sperm as sperm, when they say seed, that's a bad translation. And I'm just being like, I'm just, it says eye for an eye. At that point, I'm being petty because they're being petty. So I'm saying if that's the logic, then the logic applies all the way around. Because they put sperma everywhere in the Old Testament where it says seed.
Yeah, I mean, I would just ask them, okay, every single place that am I going to find this? Does it mean sperma? They're going to be like, no. Oh, so there's nuance. And that's all you got to do because they understand that, but they're thinking in specific verses in their head, not every, verse that has sperma or seed in it.
Right. So now that's what I tried before, but I realized it was doing too much. So now just sum it up to just, brother, when you read other translations, nobody but you read sperm. Other people just say lineage, offspring, progeny, those words. Son, you're the only person that think of sperm. I'm like, that's kind of freaky. And I put a little joke, that's kind of freaky to me. Because the emphasis in the scripture is not sperm. The emphasis is on that child. Yes, it's not sperm, it's the child. So then they get kind of confused. And that's when we go into, brother, do you believe all people of David lineage or any man's lineage, do you believe it has to be a blood child, sperm kid, like you're saying? And then see, it leads to that question. And they all get reluctant and hesitant. I say, because you will have to say yes. Because if it's no, then why are you emphasizing on sperm if they can have a kid to inherit to get an inheritance from the dad like their own born blood, semen, whatever kid? It doesn't matter. Then stop emphasizing sperm. Okay, and then they start saying seed line. There's nowhere in the English translation, but they start saying seed line. Like, dude, where are these words? And like they all say it, so that's what you know. It's like it's a doctrine. It's a cult type doctrine, a cult type doctrine. They all saying seed line. Like, dude, no translation says seed line, but all you guys say seed line and bloodline. What's going on here? And then what that normally leads to is, brother, how many? Oh no, I say brother. So when I do that, I do a few things. I say, brother, can one person have two daddies?
Killed them.
That's why I go there, and I love to do the Joseph and Jacob and Joseph and Eli Joseph. That usually get all of them to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now one person really did a good job trying to explain that one, and I don't like to do that because I feel like I'm going away from the topic. But then I'm just playing their game now. Like, all right, are we just throwing eggs and just hoping one hits somebody? Because if we're gonna have fun, then I'm gonna have fun with you too. Can you tell me which one of these dads is Joseph? And then we go to I go to Esther. How many dads Esther got? You know, I mean, we see she got two. Okay, now there's some of them kind of get like, oh, I get it. There's a biological dad, and the second dad. Some will say spiritual, some will say adopted or whatever. I say, okay, now you're catching on. And I got more dads that I didn't share on the live, and I didn't share with you guys in private. I got more dads out there. It's gonna shock you and I got more sons out there because you have to know. And I said, bro, I recently read all of Deuteronomy all the way up to I think 30 or something like that. I basically read most of Judges, so I went back and started reading these books. Okay, I cherry picked some of Second Kings, I cherry picked some of First Kings, you know, but I went back and I read some of the laws on how, because I'm trying to find adoption, and I read some laws on how you can take somebody, you could take credit for somebody's son and become your son and inherit your stuff. And that's it. And I found one other law I gotta find again. I didn't write it down when I was supposed to, and I had exited out the damn thing. Now, if I check my history, I'm sure. No, it won't. I'm searching scriptures. I don't know how that will work. Wait, maybe. Maybe. Was that phone for you? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, cool. I'm just making sure so I won't be talking and you know, people be like, what you say? Okay, so I think I already did that. Man, this law about the brothers. I should have documented it when I had the chance. I didn't. Now I gotta burden myself, like do a scan of these books. The wall was built. I set up to build it for the select singers. Okay, interesting. I got something for 2 weeks. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Man, see, I be forgetting more than what people actually know. Let me see, KJ. Okay, I came across something very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me see if I can find it real fast before 2 weeks come back. so glad. Okay, I'm so glad he reminded me of that. All right. So let's see real fast. If I can find it before he comes back. Think. Let me see. Okay. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Mm-hmm. 7. Okay. Here we are. Click that. No. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's go here. Yeah, just reminded me of something. All right, so one of these got to be it. Yava. That's close. That's close. All right. That's close. Okay. So let me focus on that. All right, that's close. Okay, cool. So let's get out of there. That's close. That's close, but it's not really hook, line, sinker. So let me go with the other one. That was close. So where's the other one? That was close. Okay. Was it this one? It wasn't really this one. Where's the other name? I swear I can't see. Okay. And there was one more name close to that one. There we go. About to say what the hell I'm doing. I'm looking right past you. Okay, so here we are. Boom. Then we're here. Let me put that.
Strong's G 2490. Ioanan. Ioanan. Thayer's Strong's G 367. Ioanas. Ananias. Ananias.
All right. Where would we? Oh, there's two here. Wait a minute. Hmm. You know, I've never really done this before in this. Let me see what this is. I was trying to find it myself. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is, if I find this out, this would be novel because there's no scholar commentary in this. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do this another time. Let's see. I almost got what I was looking for. Let's go here. Here we go. All right. I think I'm here. Okay, I think I'm here. No, no, this ain't it. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna look at this tomorrow. Yeah, I'll look at this tomorrow. Every time I find that law, I was looking for it. What? Wait a minute. 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 Found some interesting stuff. We'll probably be on another 15 minutes. I'm popping off. Let me go research this right here. This is an interesting finding here. So what chapter is this? Get sleepy. Okay. All right. So what chapter am I again? Oh boy. So this is oh. The wrong chapter. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Only name is not available. Interesting. All right. No problem. right? Interesting. That's very, very interesting. Interesting. Very indeed. Yes. Ooh. Ooh. Got it. What about one of these? Uh, all right, so we got this. Okay. Okay. Second card. Oh. No, 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 no. Damn it. Oh yeah, I forgot I can do that. Ah, my, that just reminded me. Shit, forgot I can do that. Let me